We are Two Guys Playing Zelda, and you can follow us on Twitter at Two Guys Play Zelda or email us at twoguysPlayingZelda@gmail.com.
This is part 11 of our video walkthrough for the original Legend of Zelda, and if you've made it this far, congratulations!
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations being Dungeon 8.
Oh, we agree on that. In this walkthrough, we're going to make it to Death Mountain and make our way through the first part of Death Mountain. We actually broke the walkthrough for Death Mountain into 2 parts because it is the longest dungeon in the game.
And there'd be a lot of rooms we don't go through, but it's still kind of a longer one, so...
Yeah, and when you see the map, you'll understand.
Yes, Ooh, it's intimidating.
Yeah, but now we're just making our way from the 8th dungeon to Spectacle Rock, where we'll blow a hole in it and enter Death Mountain. And there was a clue that we got from the old man in that previous dungeon saying the Spectacle Rock hides the entrance to death or something.
Yeah,
I
think that's what it was.
And that's a hint, obscure as it is, that you need to go to Spectacle Rock, and you'll use that to enter Death Mountain, which is where Ganon, the final boss, will be waiting for us.
And I really like where they put this 9th dungeon, like up here on Death Mountain, because there's really no... I guess you have Dungeon 5, that's kind of on Death Mountain, but really, I mean, it's kind of like an isolated area that we didn't really do much with.
That's true.
And then we come here for the final battle. I don't know, it's kind of cool.
That's something we kind of liked about Turtle Rock and A Link to the Past.
Yes, that's true.
Isolated area. I think that adds to the appeal of the dungeon.
I think we're both just big Death Mountain fans overall.
In general.
In most Zelda games.
I do like they do change up your dungeon music in this game.
Oh,
too.
I do like that. Yeah, I totally forgot about that till now.
But it is the final dungeon. So.
And that room right there, if you don't have all 8 Triforce shards, I think they're called.
Oh yeah.
You can't get past that room. There'll be a guy there saying you can't advance. So that's what that room is there for.
Yep. Although why you would want to try to tackle this dungeon before you have all pieces of the Triforce?
Why not explore a little bit? I mean, I guess I can go in there and explore a little bit.
Well, you clearly already blown a hole in the rock there. So.
Yeah, that is true. I had been playing around earlier, so
yeah.
Yeah, that door is not original. Actually, that's a good point. That door's not originally there. You have to bomb that place right there.
I believe it was the left-hand rock you bombed.
I had done that earlier, and I think I got my rocks mixed up, and
it happens.
Or I just got bomb happy, one or the other.
That also happens. I mean, you got a couple bomb upgrades to play with. So.
Yes,
Oh, just watch out for these stupid lights taking your shield.
And they will take your shield, I learned.
Yep, but thankfully if you have your full health, you can keep them at a distance with your ranged attack there. A lot easier to kill. I mean,
especially with the magical sword, too.
Yeah, most enemies are a lot easier when you can just use that full powered up ranged attack.
And really, in this dungeon, we're going to take the shortest route possible to get to Ganon. But there'll be a lot of flights of steps that warp us, warp us to other places in the dungeon and stuff. But really, it's not too long of a dungeon. Really, it just takes a lot of time.
Yep, and if you know your way through, it gets a lot easier.
Oh yeah, because there's I say we don't even go in 40% of the rooms. Probably.
No, probably not. And like I mentioned earlier, you'll realize when we see the map just how many.
Oh yeah, we get the map,
and we avoid a great deal of them. Oh, Wizrobes, we've faced them many times before. Yeah, if you're really feeling courageous or stupid, you can explore.
I would say stupid, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you want to get to the final boss with as much health as you can.
Forget courage in this game. Just get through this game.
Yep. And in this dungeon, speaking of which, there's going to be two treasures we're going to find in this dungeon. We're going to get the red bracelet.
Red ring,
which helps your defense, and we're also going to get the silver arrows, which are essential for killing off.
You have to use them to kill Ganon, yes. And that's really the only purpose they serve.
It's very, very true.
But you get them in numerous, not silver arrows, I guess they transform to light arrows in the later Zelda games, but you always need them to be Ganon in most games.
Between that and the Master Sword. And in that previous room there, that enemy we saw was the first time we've seen that enemy.
Crap. Whose name, yeah.
And what you have to do to him is you have to kill all these little
things on the outside first.
Yeah, which as you can see we're struggling with. But when he actually brings them in and keeps them in for a few seconds is when you can really get in there and knock out 3 or 4 of them.
He's not that tough. Just first time I face him right here, I was just kind of thrown off a little bit.
Yeah,
he really hit me. I should use my potion. I don't know what I'm waiting for right there, man. I really chanced it right there.
And he about hit you too.
Woo! Gosh. We got the dungeon map right there, so we have the skull face looking dungeon or whatever.
Yep, and we already had the compass from a few rooms ago.
You really get the items pretty quickly.
Thankfully.
In this dungeon, if you go the right way.
Yeah.
So you can go numerous. Actually, I think there's only one way we could. No, there's probably numerous ways.
Yeah. And man, when you get down to half a heart at this point, it takes a long time to fill your
back up. I'm surprised I chanced it right there. I must have not noticed when I was playing through it.
But yeah, it's as we mentioned though, we're gonna dodge a lot of rooms in this dungeon. I mean, don't get too overwhelmed by that.
You got lucky on the bomb right there.
Yes. Again, in one of those rooms, sometimes best to just run all the way through, and you know, if there's somebody in your way, kill them.
In these, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just say if you have to kill them, kill them. If not, just get around them.
And these whiz robes, if you're not in front of them, they don't shoot you. So if you can kind of stay to the side or behind or something like that, you should be okay on these enemies. I don't think they're. Now I'm getting killed right here, but I don't think they're that hard really.
And the problem is, if you get in front of one, they'll shoot you several times.
Oh yeah, they don't stop. They don't stop.
They unload on you. But you'd have to kill all of them before we can push the block to get to the staircase.
Which is pretty much standard throughout all the dungeons.
Yeah, that's nothing new.
Man, this thing does not want to come to me.
They do teleport around.
He did get me a beating, actually.
Yeah, they did. But as we mentioned, we're going to go through a lot of stairs and things to jump around this dungeon. But here's the first treasure.
The red ring.
The red ring, which cuts, again, the damage we take gets cut in half again, which is very useful at this point.
And this is the first tunic upgrade we've had since our first video, actually, where we got the blue ring.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
But really, I mean, it's 250 rupees, so that's if you're playing this through without a walkthrough or anything like that, you can guide that a lot later in the game. Or never at all, really.
It's kind of funny. You kind of look like Mario from the original Mario Brothers now.
Yeah, you do. You do, actually. I don't like it, though. I don't like it.
I'm not a big fan of the red, either. I like the blue and white color scheme.
Yes, I did, too. The white tunic was awesome. I wish they'd bring that back in Zelda games.
I know, yeah.
I don't ever remember being in any Zelda game.
All we have from here now is what, blue, red, and green?
Yeah, blue, red, and green, I'm pretty sure,
Oh, the mini blobs. My favorite enemy.
The Zoles. That's what they're called.
Yep. I don't even have to worry about. Do we kill him this time?
Yeah.
Oh no!
No, we don't.
You about to need to use that other potion.
I think the only time I have to kill him is before Ganon.
Yeah. Well, you've killed him once already.
Thanks, old man. Appreciate it.
Sage advice, right there. Well, I guess
that's Rauru or whatever his name is.
Rauru.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Or is that who that is?
I assume so.
I think
that. Or
I can't. No, I don't know if that's actually him in this game.
Well, you gotta remember in Link to the Past, the old man was called like Sahasrara or something like that.
Maybe we should quit trying to pronounce names.
Which, how I remember that.
Sarashasha.
Shinu shimmy shimmy. You know, whatever. But so who knows who the old man is? Honestly, he could be anybody.
Yeah, it could be.
But he gives you a sword, so he's pretty cool.
I don't think it's that Rauru guy or who I'm thinking of.
Rauru, yeah.
That's a town, though, in
Link 2.
Yeah, Link, Zelda 2.
Zelda 2. The Adventure of Link, that's correct. Yeah, that's kind of a neat trick. Like, in terms of chronological order, those dungeons would have been named after Link to the Past, or Ocarina of Time. But in terms of, like, when the games came out, obviously, The Adventures of Link came out well before Ocarina of Time.
They didn't have that plan at this time, though.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But definitely in terms of storyline, though, it's a neat little... But we'll get more into that if we ever get some Zelda 2 videos.
Yes. Which might never happen.
It may never happen. Yeah, we gave that a try one time, and it didn't go well. But, yeah, now that we're...
we already used both our potions, too, so...
Yep, but thankfully we don't have a whole lot left here. We're on our way to Ganon, and this pretty much wraps up the first part of our walkthrough of Death Mountain.